lighting is not great. Hold on.
I was going to say that we're all children over 30. That's pretty general.
I like how Roberto thinks it's the lighting and not just the fact he has a dark complexion.
Your laptop's camera's racist, Roberto.
Yeah, it is. Just like Dan. Just like Dan.
Totally.
A podcast about bourbon and the ones who drink it. This is Bourbon Matters. Welcome to Bourbon Matters. I'm Jake.
I'm Dan.
I'm a guest on this podcast, and my name is PDL.
And today we were supposed to do an interview with Morgan Hancock from
Bourbon with Heart.
Bourbon with Heart. Thank you. Sorry, I'm blanking. But there's a scheduling mishap, so we're going to reschedule that and get that on the docket at a later date. So we're pivoting tonight.
Pivot.
And we're going for whiskeys that are not from Kentucky.
Yes.
To kind of branch out a little bit.
Thank goodness we all have enough whiskey to be able to find at least one in the collection.
Yeah, right.
That is never a problem.
I mean, I was worried when you said that, and I had only like 7 or 8 to choose from.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I have a couple of Tennessees, New York, many Texas. I should have brought a Texas whiskey actually. That would have been
Well, we
fitting.
did Texas last week, and check that episode
Yeah,
out.
good point.
Shouldn't get
Good point.
spoiled.
We did, and I was there.
You said we like you were included in that.
It's good to have you back, though.
We got power though.
Is it? Is it?
Well, I'm trying to be nice, Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had Ice-Ageddon 2023. We didn't get it as bad as Austin did. Austin was without power for like a whole week.
Wow. It's
Texas
incredible
gets-
that you guys can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets
Yeah.
cold in Texas and the whole world's over. Jesus Christ.
we did it. We were under ice for like 3 days. It was crazy.
At least it's not like LA when it rains, everyone panics.
Oh yeah, just like with one rain. Yeah, but it was
The
good.
hell
Though.
is this shit falling from the sky?
Oh man, society is disintegrating. Yeah. So
Yeah, any
Whiskeys.
news from anybody?
Well, I guess the big whiskey news is Woodford has a new master distiller
yeah, Kate McCall.
who's been there for quite a while. What it's been Chris's apprentice for about 10 years. It said.
Yeah, I followed her on Instagram where she was, like 2 or 3 years now when she was assistant master distiller, or what is it called? What's the title? Assistant distiller? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Assistant distiller.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, sounds like she's gonna be kick ass. Yeah, it's hard to change the recipes there, so I mean, she's probably just continuing the legacy,
It's that. I mean, what they do. I mean, they have the 2 different masters collections. So they have the one Woodford Masters, which is just match proof at 118. And then they have that other one that's harder to find, which is where they do different mash bills and things like that. So she'll have creative control over those things. It sounded like, but
But I think we all picked up a bottle of Chris's pick rye when we were there.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
I did, man, and
It was so good. Yeah.
It is one of my favorite rye whiskeys out there.
It's probably one of his last
Probably was,
distiller selections.
Yeah. But now he's master distiller emeritus, so obviously he has no say in anything, but he retains the title.
Interestingly, Bulleit's blender actually left to go launch her own bourbon
really?
called Dread River.
Interesting.
Her name was is Ebony Major.
Okay.
You said that was Red River, correct?
Dread. DREAD.
Like Dr. Dredd.
Yeah.
The Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. Yeah, there's lots of shakeups in the whiskey world.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Woodford one though. Like, think of that. She's basically been second in charge as a distiller for 10 years. Like, talk about putting your dues in at a place.
Yeah.
I think she like started working there right out of school, doing something or another.
I can't remember if she was one of their tour guides too, because I've heard a lot. There's been a couple different people that started off as a tour guide, and then, or no, I can't remember. I know she was the head taster for a while. At Woodford.
That makes sense. She's been there for a while. Good for her. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know Woodford was a public company.
They're part of
Brown Foreman.
Brown Foreman, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw an Instagram post before the announcement, she was in New York City ringing the bell. So that was cool. Yeah. Their new Sazerac didn't hire me, so that's good.
Those bastards.
What the hell?
Talk about your answered prayers. Thank God.
Oh, man, I was
For
qualified
real.
as jet for that. They did not even call me.
So what? I leave my job to get into the whiskey industry, and now you're trying to copycat me? Is that what it is?
Dude, can you imagine? That would have been cool.
To a T.
That would have been really cool. It did say they had preference for somebody that lived close to Kentucky.
San Antonio's close.
Shit, it's like a 10-hour drive.
You're south of the Mason-Dixon line. You're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen other news. Again, I saw the Woodford announcement.
Yeah, there's not much else.
Not a lot going on out there.
Yeah, because we already talked about the Fireball thing, right?
Yeah,
Fireball we talked about.
both Sazerac lawsuits.
Yeah.
The
one they're getting
Sazerac
sued.
lawsuit.
Yeah.
Speaking of lawsuits, have you guys watched the Pepsi Where's My Jet docuseries?
Oh yeah,
No,
it's
not
pretty
yet.
good.
Looks
It's pretty,
interesting.
it's pretty interesting. The guy should have got a jet.
Well, yeah, except for those
You know what?
idiots didn't have
I don't
it.
care if Pepsi doesn't sponsor us. Pepsi, you're a bully for not giving him his jet.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of bullshit that they wanted to settle the lawsuit for like $100,000 or something.
They offered it. Well, they offered him $1 million back in 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have taken that.
Yeah.
In like 1980 something? For sure.
No, it was
I wanted
2000.
Oh.
It was 2000,
I mean, that's
yeah.
still not... That's still
Yeah.
pretty good.
They didn't have Harrier jets in the 80s, I don't think. Maybe they did. They
Yeah,
wouldn't
in
have
the
it.
80s they did because they
Did they?
wanted the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah, the English took him to Argentina to kick ass out there. Yeah. And that was in 87 or 88. Yeah, that's a good documentary. We watched it and we binged on it. In like 2 days we finished it. It was good.
That's what I did. I did 2 days on it. So.
It was worth it.
It's Jake. It's easy to say you just take the $1 million when you think that you have a strong possibility to get a jet or a payout of $32 million.
Or the
Well,
$30
yeah.
million,
I mean,
yeah.
that. I guess, yeah, if you're putting it up directly against
Yeah.
a
He was
military
out. He was
vehicle
out really nothing.
or
He wasn't out much money.
He was like
Yeah, I
7.
mean,
how much did he pay?
Well, the investor put up $700,000 for the Pepsi
$700,000,
points,
yeah.
but then Pepsi didn't cash the check, and they offered the guy 2 free cases of
Right.
Pepsi. They sent Pepsi a $700,000 check to pay for a Harrier jet.
Yeah.
and they send them back. Hey, nice try. Here's 2 free cases
Yeah.
of Pepsi.
Here's the two. It's worth watching. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, Jenna's been watching Will and Grace, so I haven't been watching TV.
Yeah, I follow quite a few accounts on Instagram, and I haven't seen a lot of news.
I mean, it's kind of that dry period. You have all the big releases October, November, December for most of your big distilleries. And, I mean, January is kind of a fallout of everyone just kind of hibernates back. They've gotten a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And now stuff's starting to change again. So
Well, we did just have a big stag drop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's the proof on that, by the way?
I don't know. I have it somewhere, but I can't remember where I put it.
Yeah. You got it for retail, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Stellum has a new whiskey, and I forget the name. It's got a blue label. It's not Hunter's Moon. It's not the other one that they sent, Lone Cypress, I think it was.
Yeah.
But I tried it at my new whiskey person here.
Is it the one that starts with a T?
I think so, yeah. And it's a short word, too.
It's like tallow or something?
Yes.
It's not tallow.
Talum, I think.
Talum. Yeah, something like that.
Talum, like Talon, I think.
Okay, yeah.
It is damn freaking good.
It is.
Like, I really enjoy it. I know it's MGP, but that's okay.
We tried it at one of the Gold Eagle Master classes, I think, and it was phenomenal.
It was
I
really good.
ran up and grabbed a bottle because they only had like 2 or 3.
Yeah. My whiskey lady, she's got a bunch, so I'm gonna go back. She gave me to try. I didn't buy it. I'm like, man, I should have picked up a bottle because it was really good.
I've gone to, there's this little liquor store in Mundelein that a few people have told us about. So I popped in there 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. But anyway, I was looking for the Bardstown Origin series. They didn't have any. But they had Yellowstone 101 just sitting on the shelf, so I grabbed it back up.
Oh, man, it's so good. Is it the 2023 release? No, 2022, right?
The 2022.
Yeah, because I don't think the 2023 has dropped.
No, it'll be in the fall, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Usually.
It is so freaking good.
Yeah, then they had Mayor Pingree also.
Yeah.
Which I've heard good things about, but never tried, so I picked that up too. Then
hey, you picked up some stuff with Sam.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. My big one I'm getting on Sunday before the Super Bowl. And it was funny because I was looking in the normal spots where Sam has some stuff. And Jake and me were getting ready to leave. And I was talking to Jake, and all of a sudden I just lost myself when I was talking to him because I saw the back of a bottle. And I was still trying to talk, and I'm focusing on the back of this bottle. And I
was like, Dan, what the fuck's going on?
I stand up to get a different angle, and I call because Sam wasn't there. Because Bobby was gone for 4 weeks, so Sam for 4 weeks straight worked open to close. So Sam had the day off because Bobby was back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I walk around the corner and I see the label and I call Sam. I go, "Hey, there's a Hancock President's Club sitting down there. Is that got anyone's name on it?" And he's like, "Yeah, the guy's supposed to pick it up last week, and he said if he wasn't there by Sunday, he'd let me have it." So
you think you're gonna get it?
Yeah, I'll go pick it up Sunday, and then
that'll be fun to open at my house for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll open it there. The only mash bill 2 from
one.
I had never seen one until a few weeks ago. Someone brought it to work, and it's really good. I mean, it's 80 proof though, so it's pretty light.
And it's mash bill 2, right?
It's mash bill 2. So once I get that, the only mash bill 2 product I won't have in my mash bill 2 barrel will be Rock Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys have a shitload of Elmer, and now everybody has Ancient Age, which is so freaking. I thought it was great. I really thought it was good.
That's why it's not. You don't find it everywhere because it doesn't go as quick as your Wellers and things, but for $15.
Yeah. Well, I think it was 13 at my new place.
It's called rounding, Roberto. I rounded to the nearest 5 and added tax.
I don't know if you can round 13 to 15, but okay.
If you're rounding to the nearest 5, then yes, you can.
Like 15%. 15% of the price. You can't round 15%. Anyway,
tax, buddy.
There you go. Yeah. We were at the liquor store here with the same lady, and she's got. I mean, again, I told you this is a storefront that looks like a freaking old ass barber shop. That's what it looks like in the front. And you walk in, it's like, oh, absolutely beautiful. But anyway, I'm looking at the wall, and she always has really good stuff. She's the one that gets me the tastings. And I look at the very bottom shelf, and I see a bottle of Ancient Age, which I've been looking for. Nobody has it. Total Wine doesn't have it. Liquors, Twin Liquors, which is another big one, et cetera, et cetera. And I go, oh, shit, it's like $13, and there it is. And I picked up a bottle, and this guy, there were 2 guys next to me hunting. You can tell they were amateurs because they were asking me, and they were asking the ladies, like, oh, where can I get a blend? Anybody that asks for a blend, you know it's an amateur.
Yeah.
So the guy, one of the guys, he was very nice, and his kid was coming back from overseas with the Air Force, and he wanted to buy a good bottle for him. So he was, we made conversation. He saw that I picked up Ancient Age, and he's like, what is that? And I go, look, this is the best kept secret out there because I've tried it. It's really good. Like, this is a Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2 whiskey that if you want a bottle, the best bottle for $13 that you've ever bought, you should pick up one.
Yeah,
he walked out with 4.
I mean, it's basically Blanton's, right?
Yeah, it's 4-year-old Blanton's.
It's 4-year-old.
That's not a single barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then the other guy overheard and he's like, "Are you serious? Is that Buffalo Trace?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Mash Bill 2. I mean, it's not the same mash as Buffalo Trace, but it's by Buffalo Trace." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he picked up like 2 bottles. Anyway, I thought it was great. I really did enjoy it. I mean, value for my money doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
Better value than Mellow Corn.
Oh, they're very different. I think they're both amazing.
Value, at the end of the day, value is value, man.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
You have to pick one.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. So then
I'm gonna force Roberto to say that Mellow Corn is not the greatest whiskey of all time.
Oh man, we some friends that came over last week, whiskey enthusiasts. They go to distilleries. They love whiskey, and he had never seen it. The guy, he's like, "What the hell is that yellow thing?" And I'm like, "That's Mellow Corn." He's like, "What is that? I've never heard of it." I'm like, "Oh, it's corn whiskey. It's like a bottle and bond corn whiskey." And he tried it, and then, like the next day, he sent me a picture. He was buying 3 bottles of Mellow Corn. So I got him hooked on Mellow Corn.
Oh my god!
But anyway,
like starting a cult in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. So I go to
that worked out for the last big cult in Texas very well.
That was a good one. That ended up well. That ended up working out for Koresh. So I go to pay, I take my models, and then in the back, she's got one of those, the little ones. What's the quantity in that? I always forget. It's like 200. Is it like the little bottles?
The little,
like the
tiny
flask
ones?
things?
Yeah, the hip flask, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're like 175 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. And I see Ancient Age Preferred. And I think I sent you a picture. So I'm like, I want to buy it just for kicks. It was $3. It's $3 for 175 milliliters. And I open it, and immediately you smell the alcohol. And then you smell the plastic. And then it smells like you're going down a fiberglass slide in the summer. That's what it smells like. And then I started reading about it and realized it says in the bottle, it says 20% whiskey, the rest are fine grains distilled. And then if you read about
malt
it, it's
liquor?
like, oh, bullshit, it's all malt liquor with 20% whiskey in it.
Yeah.
And it tastes like pure shit. But
Like Fireball.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we just spent about a good 10-15 minutes talking about Kentucky whiskeys. On an episode where we're going to talk about whiskeys out of Kentucky. So maybe we do a little turn here.
Yeah, nice transition, Dan.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm on it. Lead us back on track.
You go first with yours.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
So I am drinking out of the fine state of Ohio. I am drinking Watershed bourbon tonight. Roberto hasn't tried this one. Where's my camera? There it is.
Well, if it's from Ohio, it might as well be called Watershed. Well, yeah, try Watershed. They went to Gold Eagle.
Yeah, so this is the Gold Eagle. So we did a Watershed tasting at Gold Eagle.
I went to the one before we moved.
Yeah, they didn't have this there.
Right.
Then.
No, but I mean, I've tried Watershed before, though.
Their whiskeys were good. Their gin was really good.
Gin is great.
barrel. This is a barrel pick that they did. Mine doesn't have the cool sticker on the back because we got ours pre-launch, luckily, because we know a guy. But what's unique about this bourbon, with it being a single barrel, is it is 71% alcohol, which would put it at 142 proof.
Wait, what? That's the highest I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is the hottest whiskey I think I've ever. The previous high was 65.5 from Stag Junior. I don't know because whiskey can't go into the barrel at over 125 proof. More than likely, this was in an area that was extremely hot because water will evaporate quicker than alcohol at higher temperatures.
Turn it into freaking alcohol.
So it comes out very hot, and it was fun because when we tried this, You can tell it's a strong whiskey, but it doesn't taste anything like 141 proof. This is one I took into to work for the master distiller to try, because they also call it a char 5 barrel, which there's no stipulation for char 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have X amount of seconds of how long they're on fire for. They call this a char 5, and you get quite a bit of oak on the nose. What's crazy is you don't get a lot of alcohol, ethanol, that hits you in the face. It is really strong oak, caramel. Nice. Is the big two notes you get on the nose. When you take a sip, you can definitely taste a little bit of the alcohol because there's a lot in there.
I mean, there's 70%.
It dissipates extremely quickly. On the palate, it is a lot. You get a lot of cinnamon and like red hot candies. But honestly, after it's a quick finish. You can tell that you get a hug out of it. You get an Ohio hug, which I think is more of like
Jewish and.
I would say an Ohio hug is more like your stepsister giving you a hug that you kind of have a thing for. That's probably more of an Ohio hug.
Then it's like quick finishes and stepsisters.
But it's very good, and it's. They do a lot of different things in the distillery. They do whiskey and gin. I don't think they did vodka, or if they did, they didn't bring a sample.
I think they had a vodka when I went, because they had a gin and a vodka, and I bought the gin, which is amazing.
Yeah, the gin is excellent.
Their gin was really good. I thought that when we tried their whiskey there, I thought it was just okay.
Yeah,
until we tried this, and this was excellent. And then you got the fact that it's 142 proof is just insane. And we talked about it a long time ago with some people that just want hype. They just try and get their proof up high, kind of like the hottest chili pepper you can get, just to say you have the hottest chili pepper, the highest proof bourbon or whiskey out there. This is one that has a very high proof, but is very drinkable. And actually, this is going to sound weird, but it drinks more like a 125 proof. And usually when you're saying it drinks like a 125 proof, that's usually pretty hot. But this is, that's almost 20 points higher than 142. But it is, it is a great.
I think we tried this at my birthday. I think.
Yeah.
And Jake at Gold Eagle brought it out after we had already tasted the samples from the blind tasting that we did. He poured everybody a little bit, told us to try it, and then asked everybody what proof they thought it was. And no one guessed over 120, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do get a little bit of the fire breath, after you finish it. If you just kind of breathe out through your mouth a little bit, you can feel the heat. But again, it's a quick, hard cinnamon spice, and then it's off the palate and you're ready for the next sip. It was really good. We got ours there, so they didn't have their label. I know Jake's got his bottle, where on the back they have a caution flammable sticker on the back of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So mine doesn't have that on it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Dude, that might as well be like freaking Bacardi 151.
You wouldn't expect. You always think Tennessee, Kentucky.
Yeah.
For whiskey. This is one of the first legal distilleries in Ohio too. Didn't they say after Prohibition?
I think it was the first
one
legal distillery in Ohio after Prohibition.
Yes, and they're not that old, but this is a 4-year, at least 4-year.
Well, I think that's what the rep was saying. He's like, and even we're only like 10 years old or something. He's like, nobody started a distillery until 10 years ago, and we did.
Yeah,
pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's always fun to have. If you're traveling a lot and going to different states, if you're in the Columbus, is it Columbus? Yeah, it's Columbus, not Cincy.
Yeah, it's Columbus.
It's Columbus. If you're going to the Ohio State University, swing by, check it out. You can see the watershed distillery.
In different area codes.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Roberto. Continue.
Well, good. 140 is heavy. I've never tried a whiskey that's over like 136. I think 136 is the highest that I've tried.
You've got that Elijah barrel proof that's like 136.
It's like, yeah,
Right.
136.8.
Something. Yeah.
And the Stag Junior is like 136.2 or some shit like that. Like, it's pretty damn high. Yeah. Well, good. I can go into my whiskey next. I'm trying this. We talked about it in one of the episodes. It's one of my top whiskeys of 2022. George Diggle's 15. Tennessee. Really, the difference between Tennessee and Kentucky whiskey is nothing. It's exactly the same thing. I think Tennessee tends to, well, at least Jack Daniels, they char the barrel differently, right? I forget what the difference is.
No, to be considered Tennessee whiskey, it has to be charcoal filtered.
Yeah, that's what it is. Charcoal filter, yeah. I was confusing with the barrel.
Everything else is the exact same as
Exactly
bourbon,
the
though.
same thing. And this one, Dickel 15, obviously 15 years aged. I think it's a new release, right? I think they released it in 2022. I
I'm
had
not
never
sure.
seen it before. But this is 42.2, so it's 84.4 proof. It's a low proof, but I mean, the complexity of this whiskey is just amazing. I think it's rich, it's complex, and I think it works for I like the higher proof. I like 100, 105. It works at 84, 88, 84, because the flavor is so rich. The wood is complex. There's a slight spice, but it's not overpowering. It's like some caramel and oak. And normally, like even a Weller that's a 90 proof, you can tell that it's a low proof, right? I mean, it's flavorful. I think this is more flavorful than a Weller, just in the tones and complexity that it has. But again, it's a 15-year-old whiskey, and the beautiful part of this is that it's only about 52. I think I bought it for 52, and it should be. I think MSRP should be like 52, 53. Or you can round up to 75 like Dan does. Like, whoa. Whoa, I'm rounding up to 147. But it is one of my favorites because, the value. $52 for a 15-year-old whiskey is pretty damn good. Like, it's fine. And this is a great pour. It's good it's low enough to where, in price, to where you can just drink it as a weeknight pour. You don't have to wait for a special occasion for this 15. Most 15-year-old whiskeys are going to be over 100 at least. So this is great. That's what I'm drinking. Tennessee. I did not open a Texas one because we did that last episode. I was there.
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a picture of Roberto and just have it hanging here, so when he's not in an episode, there's just a little picture of him, and he can be like, "Yeah, I was there," because the picture is right over Dan's shoulder.
The flying penis over there. Anyway, so that's mine. What did you all drink last week? Anyway?
I had the Still Austin Cask Strength, which was unbelievably good.
Yep, I've
so
tried it.
Tasty.
I drank a lot of Garrison Belle Maria.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to Garrison on Saturday. I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Never been. Yeah.
They just dropped Guadalupe, I think.
Yeah.
Which is the port finish, I think.
They just released it, right?
Yeah, I think last weekend. I want to say.
Have you seen the pictures on Instagram of the release?
No.
There's one on Garrison's account. There's one where the line of cars, it's at least 100 cars to stop on the side of the road, waiting in line to get into Garrison. It's freaking crazy.
You're going to have to get in line when they release the rye.
Dude, they announced it on Instagram, like, all right, we're doing the release here, and can't wait to see you. And then, of course, people go.
Yeah.
But the rye, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I want to try it so bad. I've never seen it anywhere.
Me either. So yeah,
right.
What are you drinking?
Yeah, so I'm drinking. I think it's Savannah Distilling. out of Georgia.
Ooh.
Jenna bought me this because she was in Savannah a couple weeks ago. She saw it at the duty-free shop, so she picked it up.
Nice.
It's a single barrel, which is pretty neat. It's part of the Founders Reserve program. It's 108 proof, and it's at least 5 years old.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean the bottle's pretty neat. It's got a big blue Georgia with Savannah inside of it.
That's awesome.
Pretty light. It's kind of
Yeah.
It's not too dark. For what you think out of like a 4 or 5 year, or a minimum of 5 years.
Yeah.
But when it's in the glass, it's got a nice color. The nose is really, really excellent. It's like very caramely and like vanilla and very dessert, like lots of dessert notes. The palate follows suit. This is actually a pretty damn good whiskey. I'm glad Jenna picked this one up.
Now I gotta find it.
Yeah, Georgia's close to San Antonio, right?
It's very close. It's also 10 hours. If not more. That's actually probably way more.
Yeah, if you take a boat, it's probably quicker, though, right? You can go straighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta drive 6 hours to the coast.
Isn't there a river that cuts through Texas over there?
The Colorado doesn't
The
it?
Colorado River comes down to Austin, then San Antonio, yeah. No, I think it goes through Austin, but I don't think it touches San Antonio.
Yeah.
I think it just goes west. Yeah, the river
this is,
that'll go down is the San Antonio River will go down to the coast.
Yeah, so you just get a boat down the San
Yeah.
Antonio River over
Exactly.
to Georgia. Pick up some Cubans on your way that are floating over to Florida.
I think they're coming this way. I don't think they're going that way. I think the Cubans are aiming for Florida. I don't think they'll be here.
Well, it's hard to steer a bus that has big flotation devices around it.
Yeah. For sure. Well, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
so getting back to the whiskey, it's
Oh,
pretty
it's-
good. I think they're only selling this in Georgia. I have to double check, but it seemed to be that way when I looked at it before.
That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, that would be. I'd love to try it. Maybe in the summer when we could take a trip out there. Bring the bottle.
Yeah, so let's see. They've got this single barrel. They've got a premium bourbon, a bourbon and honey, and a sweet tea bourbon, and a vodka.
I'm not surprised they have a sweet tea thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not in Georgia.
Tracks.
Yeah, maybe the whiskey comes with congestion and air traffic and I was gonna say other comments, but
Yeah, no, I wasn't even going to chime in on that one.
we're gonna keep it PG here.
We've had enough of my jokes get edited out that I was just going to just not say anything there.
Oh man, this Dickel 15, man, I'm enjoying it. I gave my resignation at work today, so I'm celebrating.
Nice.
Yeah, that's always hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick me out. I mean, obviously, I'm using the work computer.
So that good mic he was talking about pre-show that's on the laptop is going to be no longer.
I'm supposed to get my new laptop for the new plane sometime this week. We'll see if he has a good mic. I won't be unemployed for a week, so that'll be good. I'll be living.
Well, at least you're not going to be under 94.
No, now I get to be in nice weather for now. Under I-35 or I-10, I still haven't decided. They're both good options. I-35 is probably better taken care of than I-10. So yeah, for 1 week I'll be unemployed. But then I start again on the 27th here.
Nice.
Sazerac didn't want to hire me.
Again, like, good on Sazerac for like reading through the resume.
Actually, taking time to read.
I was gonna ask you if you resubmitted a resume with the name Robert on it instead of Roberto.
Yeah.
Robert's the lion. I bet you I would have gotten a call then.
Did you put that you're a co-host of a bourbon podcast?
I should have. I did put in my cover letter. It was like I'm a bourbon. I was like whiskey enthusiast and blah blah. And
Occasional co-host.
yeah, guest host, guest
Occasional talent.
Frequent guest star.
guest host sometimes. Yeah, I'm excited to start a new job on the 27th, and I'm gonna celebrate at Garrison's brother and maybe black out a little. We'll see. We'll see how the night goes.
That'll be cool.
Well, before we wrap it up here, I guess, what's Roberto, you doing anything plans for the Super Bowl? We're not going to have you around to lose a lot of money with bets this year.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that. That was fun last year.
You got the board ready to go, Jake? The betting
Yes.
board?
Yep.
Hey, put some. I'm gonna put some bets on the board, and I'll say that there will not be any crypto commercials.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna go big here.
I'm gonna
and say
write
that
that
there
one
won't be
down.
any crypto commercials.
I say we have that one. Over under 3 electric car commercials.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I will give you the. I'll probably give you the under because I think there's only gonna be 1 or 2.
Ooh, over under a religious commercial of 1.
Over 100%.
Over?
There will be. Yeah. There's gonna be 1, and it's gonna
That's-
be.
I said over under 1, so 1 would be a push.
Okay, push. Because there's going to be 1. Like, I read an article about it last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what
be,
Dick said. Dick said that last week, or Cole
that's
said
right.
that last week.
That's right.
Yeah, there's going to be. It's like one of those. Something. He's just like us, or something. Like that
Yeah, I
big
don't
campaign
know.
by the owner of Hobby Lobby to, take Christianism back into our culture.
For all of those who don't know our bets that we're talking about, is years ago, when I first met Roberto, we were at a Super Bowl party and we were just doing dollar bets on basically anything.
Stupid bets.
And whoever would take it. So a lot of the bets are on the next commercial will be for a car or Pepsi or
Doritos.
There's a lot of just in-game. Next play is going to be a pass. If I got $1 on it, anyone want to take anyone want to take a run? This drive's going to end in a field goal style of bets, and we have a big board, and everyone who wants to include themselves on that bet puts $1 down.
Fun, man.
And then we divvy them out, and Roberto was the big loser last year. I think he lost $15, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Considering you probably-
net, so it's bad because it's net, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
You netted negative 15, but if you also figure you probably did about 120 bets during the game, that means that means you only came out negative 15 times on
Yeah,
that.
so I guess it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Because didn't you hit some of the halftime prop bets?
I did a
think,
couple
right?
of the big ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But I lost on a couple of big ones too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because last year there were, I think, like 7 crypto commercials, and now with all the debacle of crypto, nobody's going to put money in a Super Bowl commercial. So if you want to make a safe bet, go up to anybody and tell them, hey, $100, there won't be any.
Wouldn't it be the comeback of the century if FTX did it?
Oh man, yeah, that's it's
Just
gonna be a while.
going big.
It's gonna be a while before anybody recovers from that.
This week, shit, I forgot we bought that last year.
Isn't what about a bet that Billy McFarland comes back, the guy from the Fire Festival?
Oh,
Is that his name?
that
Yeah.
is his name. Yeah. Oh man, that would be not a safe bet. That's
Billy
fun, man.
McFarland starts his own cryptocurrency company.
Yeah.
Starts out in a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah. Oh, what a disaster.
He's
I'll
gonna name
miss
a
that.
fire coin.
The fire coin, fire pit. I'll miss that. Yeah, that was fun last year.
You can call in.
We don't have a lot of plans, actually. We actually don't have plans. I think we're supposed to be at a friend's house, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Must
And
not
I'm
be that
okay.
good a friend.
Oh well, yeah. I think he's a yoga instructor, so like he'll get a call from clients and be like, "Oh, can I do a yoga class?" So it's a little there's big unknowns, but
Who does yoga during the Super Bowl? Come on.
I know
Yeah.
exactly. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't give a fuck.
I saw there's a Chicago dog in the Puppy Bowl this year.
Oh, nice.
It was like a 20-minute segment on the local news about it.
It's supposed to be the biggest Pocky Bowl in history.
This year?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like there's supposed to be like a shitload of dogs this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
like the biggest one of the history of the puppy.
Oh, did you guys hear? I forget what state it was. One state is campaigning to change a holiday to Columbus Day would come completely off the books in that state, and instead, I forget what they're going to call it, but it'd be the day after the Monday
dude.
after the Super Bowl would be a holiday.
Good for them. I mean, that just has to be.
I forget what state it was, but I heard that on the news somewhere.
Yeah, the story that I saw, it was I think it's Ohio actually that is
I
pushing.
think it might have been Ohio.
Pushing back the school start by like 3 hours on Monday, like statewide. They're pushing back the school start by like 3 hours.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Because all the teachers are still hungover.
which is the other thing. If we end up not doing anything on Sunday, it's probably gonna be okay because I'm gonna spend Saturday drinking at Garrison's Brothers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then the weekend after, we're going to Fredericksburg, which is a small town down the street, which is really famous in Texas for being a small, fun town with a great main street.
Nice.
And there's gonna be a lot of drinking there, so
Nice.
I'm actually okay not doing anything on Super Bowl. But anyway.
All right. Well, that was a good last minute pivot that Jay came up with going out of the state of Kentucky for some whiskey.
Yeah. And he was also going in and out of the microphone.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think at some point when you were reading your phone, it was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. What if you lay back in your seat? You're a little hard to hear.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm trying not to blow out the speakers on this thing because
Yeah.
sometimes it's really overpowering and other times it's not. So
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the microphone level here on my screen. But yeah, so Instagram is doing well. We're almost to 1,000 followers. We have like 955, I think. So I think we're hitting 1,000 pretty soon. Our account is at Bourbon Matters, and we would love a follow or a like or both or a comment. Actually, comments apparently track really nicely for Instagram metrics.
Yep.
And then Facebook, we have the same account. Facebook, you can keep in touch with your cousins and your aunts and uncles
Stepsisters.
and stepsisters and quick finishes. We have a website, but I won't go into it because it hasn't been updated since like 2000.
Hey, you know what? The website got us a donation the other week, so screw you, Roberto.
Are you serious? How much?
$5 for better internet for me.
Good for them. Damn. Well, cool. All right, where's the podcast?
yeah, so you can find us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, Stitcher, anywhere else that you listen to podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on whatever you're listening or watching us on. That always helps out. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, that was fun, gentlemen. It was good to see you all again.
That was fun.
Jake, I'll see you on Sunday with some Hancock President's Club.
Yeah, buddy.
I'll put the do a thumbnail with the bottles up in the air.
It's the only whiskey that has 2 apostrophe words. Hancock Presidents.
I'd like to fact check that, but
No, it is. I looked it up too because I saw it on an Instagram account, and I'm like, I gotta look that up. I was like, yeah, sure enough, it's the only whiskey with 2 apostrophe words.
interesting.
But anyway,
Nice.
enjoy the Hancocks. Cool.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. How did we do that again? There you go.